Okay, folks, this is why you don't do reviews around midnight, because your brain clearly doesn't work. So that little piece at the bottom of the hoverboard, it's so you can use the stand that comes with the Hawkeye Sky Cycle. It came with the Green Goblin figure. It's come with a number of figures because, boom, that works, and you don't have the big-ass flight stand. So clearly, my brain just doesn't work. It's like 6:30 a.m. I got very, very little sleep. My brain still isn't working, but I woke up to some awesome comments from folks that are like, dude, can you use this stand? And I'm like, oh shit, I bet you could, and that makes sense. And like, whoops. Now on to the regular video. Okay, here we go. Next up, the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Retro Spider-Man wave. This is a 2024 wave that I got at the end of 2023. But here we have Assassin Spider-Man, or as a toy would have to call it, Spider Shot. This is a cool looking figure. It basically uses the Renew Your Vows body. But it doesn't have the toe articulation. But one thing about this figure that stands out that's really weird, and I can't unsee it now because people have talked about it, he's got a crazy ass thigh gap. It's kind of weird. I'm going to see what's going on and why he has it versus like the other ones that don't have it. Because it's kind of weird, right? I don't know what's going on. But anyway, I got my set from Figure Grail, so he's able to get stock and inventory and things like that from Hong Kong. He mainly sells like import figures like SH Figuarts, Mayfex, those kinds of things. He has a website, figuregrail.com. He has all those things on his website. From time to time, he gets Hasbro product. When he gets Hasbro product, as they become available, he will have them for sale through his Instagram page. So make sure, go to the video description and click on the link to his Instagram to give him a follow, and then be on the lookout for his Instagram sales posts. Hasbro product will not typically be on his website, so make sure you're following him on Instagram. So big shout out to Figure Grail for being able to have this wave for me. Or, you know, got the order in with him, and he shipped it out super fast. And it, you know, because it came from Hong Kong, it came really fast, so it was pretty awesome. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So make sure, give him a follow. But here, Spider-Man, it is the newer style retro card back, so it's not one that I'm going to be doubling up on, thank God. Stick to the throwback animated series, Toy Biz, you know, retro card style, not this one. We get an artwork for Spider Shot there, looking pretty cool. He's got some accessories. We got like these pointy finger hands that we'll take a look at, that, you know, because he shoots from his wrists. He's got fists and he's got thwip, so no wall crawling hands, but we do get the same amount of set of hands. But anyway, here on the back of the package, we get a look at the figure. The bio reads, after a mission goes wrong, an alternate version of Peter Parker leaves his old life behind to target the Black Ops world as a killer for hire. Interesting. It's a really cool design. I like it. You know, it's, you know, black and red. Really nice. So let's go ahead and get into it and take a look out of the package. All right, let's get right into it. Take a look at Spider Shot. A couple of things. He's basically the same as Renew Your Vows. They did use a couple of different parts here and there, which is a bit odd, and I don't know the reasons why they would make some of these changes. But between the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and the Spider Shot, the differences are the shoulders. So he has these smaller shoulder balls, as you can see there. I'm not sure why. The arms are the same, but the shoulders, again, are different. And then the thigh gap on this guy is because he has different hip pieces. Like, why they use different hip pieces, I don't know. Now, I think it might allow for a lot more range of motion in the legs, but it looks fun. Like, I can't unsee it, and it's just kind of weird. Like, it's way too gappy, right? I don't know why they did it. And because of that, I think he's going to end up being a little bit shorter. When I do the full side-by-side, you know, we'll take a look at that. But that's what's going on with Spider Shot. But, man, I think the figure looks really good. The black and red is nice. It's kind of a darker red, a brighter red. I think would have popped a little bit more. But, you know, it looks really good. He's got these pouches here on the side that must have been keyed in or just kind of glued on there or something, however they did that, but that looks pretty good. I like the way it came out looking, so definitely no complaints whatsoever, but the head sculpt is really nice, and then these blast effects, because his web shooters, his web guns, are kind of right there, and so the way they designed it, there's a little peg hole on the inside of the hand. Well, let's get in for a closer look at that. Okay, so looking at the hands, as it keeps focusing on the head, so you can see there's a little peg hole in there, so you have the two little blast effect pieces, and they just port right on in there, so you can do that. And then of course it is on both of the hands, so you can just port them in like so. Bam. Double shooting. So pretty cool that it could do that. Looking at the head sculpt, I like the head sculpt quite a bit as well. So that looks really good. Kind of has an angry look to it because, you know, his eyebrows are kind of squinched in. I like that a lot. The pouches there on the side, they're just kind of glued in. Big ass thigh gap. God damn. Oh man. No toe articulation, but the legs on this guy are the same. So same legs. Same arms, just the different shoulders and just the different hips. Why they do things like that, I'm not really sure. There has to be a reason. I don't know if it's a capacity and manufacturing issue or what the case may be, but it's interesting for sure. Looking at the back of the package, the Spider looks very clean there on the front as well. So pretty good. Now let's check out the articulation. Okay, so Spider Shot's articulation, it's going to have all the articulation that we really want. We'll see kind of some of the differences. The head isn't designed kind of like the Scarlet Spider head where you can really get him to look up quite a lot. He can a little bit, but it's not as much as maybe you would necessarily want him to, unfortunately. But there's still a pretty good motion going up. Going down, he can look down that much, which is good. Full rotation in that head, and then of course you could do some pivot and things like that. The shoulder, you can get the shoulder to go straight on out almost, and you get it to go out that much there. You get a full rotation in there. We got the butterfly joint, which works out really well on this guy, so you can go back that much. You get the crossbody going. You can a little bit that way, as you could see there. That much there. You got the upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed pinless elbow, so that much bend there at the elbow, which is quite nice. The wrists swivel and they do hinge, standard horizontal hinge on the gun hands, the thwip hands, and the fists. So in accessories, you saw those blasters. We also have thwips, and then we also have fists. Wall crawling hands would have been nice, but you know, I think they're sticking to a max of 3 total hand sets. Diaphragm cut, so he could tilt to the left that much, he could tilt to the right that much there. Hold on. There. That much to the right. You can lean back on that diaphragm. You can lean forward very little on that diaphragm. You get a swivel at that diaphragm. But we got the inverted ab crunch, so going back total, he could do that. Coming forward total, he can do that, which is good. Legs go out. Legs do have the drop down, as you can see. Down, up. So doing the splits, he can only go this much, and I don't. Is that? Hold on, something. He can only do the splits that much. That doesn't sound. That doesn't seem right. So here, see, and then you got these hips that causes this huge gap, and you get way less range of motion. I don't know what. I don't know what they were doing. Why? There has to be a reason, and regardless, none of us are going to like the reason, so it kind of sucks. Upper thigh cut in there, double jointed pinless knee, so that much bend there at the knee, which is good. We do have the calf swivel in there, which is nice. Foot hinges down, hinge up, ankle pivot, pickles at the bottom of the feet. This one does not have the toe articulation. No articulation in the toes. So there is Spider Shot's movement. It's a little hard to tell, but he ends up being like a tad bit shorter, not a whole lot. But it's just kind of weird. The other thing, when I look at this with the different shoulders, it seems like maybe they don't come down towards his body as much, whereas the arms seem to come out a little bit more compared to the Renew Your Vows body with those bigger shoulders. So it's all just like a weird thing. You almost really can't tell because of the black color of the shoulders. It almost just blends in and hides itself. But, you know, they're definitely smaller, and then because of that, you get that. But the thigh gap is just weird. And then less range of motion with that makes it, I don't know, it's weird. But I will say, looking at a black and red Spider-Man like this, how about we get a new Superior Spider-Man, a Doc Ock, inside Peter Parker's brain Spider-Man. That would be cool. But we got to get the tentacles this time. We can't just get, just the figure and nothing else. I would love to see that on this new body because, black and red, like it kind of goes with that. So it'd be cool to see. But, by itself, he fits in with the Spider-Verse. We have a lot of different characters now that, you can fit into your Spider-Verse shelves and include them all. So this is definitely a nice addition to that. Let me get the Renew Your Vow Spider-Man out of there, and let's focus on the Spider characters we have in this wave. So these are the 3 Spider-Man figures that we have in the wave. The Last Stand Spider-Man, Scarlet Spider, and the Assassin Spider-Man. For a toy, we have to call him Spider Shot. Much like a lot of you guys, my exposure to this character came in that Spider-Man Unlimited game, I think it was unlimited. It was that running game, and you fight, you know, bad guys like Electro. I think Jack-o'-lantern was in it too. But that's where I first found out about actually both of these, the Last Stand suit and the Assassin Spider-Man. So it's kind of cool. And then a lot of folks were commenting that the line work on the mask of the Last Stand Spider-Man is going to be like the Gamerverse specific design of the mask, which makes sense, right? The Spider Armor Mark 1, that was a Gamerverse version from the PS4 game, not a comic book based Spider Armor. So I think that's kind of Last Stand. That's kind of what they did there, and then at just some point they probably just didn't label it as Gamerverse. Maybe those original plans was to release it as a Gamerverse figure, or you know, who really knows about that? Maybe in the future they could release a box set. It's like Gamerverse figures, here's a bunch of them, and just give you some re-releases. I hope that's not the case, because give us a damn advanced suit and a new body mold, right? Like, give us a unique sculpt for the advanced suit. Please. Please, please, please. I'm going to wish all day long. We probably won't get it, but you never know. Never know. Okay, so here we have our villains from the wave, Jack-o'-lantern and Tombstone, and they just are like towering over all the Spider-Mans. It's crazy kind of how large and bulky these figures are, but I absolutely love it. These two were done really nice. Spider-Shot, a little bit lacking because of the, you know, the mixed up parts or whatever, but still looks pretty good amongst all the other villains and things. Okay, that is my review of the Spider-Shot figure. Oh, all in all, it is a good figure. Sure, it's just got those weird things going for it. Maybe you guys can overlook it. I can never unsee it, and maybe that's me, and I'm sorry if I now put that in your head because others put it in my head, but it's just kind of odd. But other than that, it still functions really well. The lack of range of motion in the legs in the long run isn't going to be that bad, but it's just weird that we get less now because of what they did. But overall, still a really good figure. We get the, you know, the hands that we want. Wall crawling hands definitely would have been better, but we got our whip hands, we got our fists, and we got the, you know, the shooting hands, and we got the little blast effects to go along with it. So that is pretty cool. Another, you know, Spider-Man to add to your Spider-Verse shelf. I'm all for it. You guys let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts on this figure are. Is it one that you're picking up or passing? I think, you know, the Scarlet Spider overshadowed everything in this wave, and then Tombstone overshadowed everything, and then Jack-o'-lantern overshadowed everything. That Spider-Shot kind of got lost in the shuffle, you know, and we're not looking at like, hey, here's another figure that's essentially on that Renew Your Vows Spider-Man body, minus the toe articulation. That is pretty cool, and it's awesome. Another Spider character. I'm happy. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU Collective. And as always, thank you for watching.